It's the Chris Gray Show. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Things are going very well. Peaceful transfer of power. We're 3 days in. Nothing crazy is going on. Some insane executive orders have been filed. We got Nazi salutes going off. Things are going pretty, for 3 days in, already pretty crazy. Hey, you have a couple jobs. So your jobs are to stay alive, to not give up on life, to not despair, to stay joyous, and to have fun. We are going to resist by having fun and living full human lives. We are not going to let them defeat us, and we're not going to let them drive us into misery with all the bullshit that they want to do. We are going to make films. We're going to write plays. We're going to read poems. We're going to sing songs. We're going to go for walks. We're going to throw a frisbee into a can jam thing or something. We are going to have good meals with friends. We're going to have bad meals with friends. We're going to cook dinner. It's going to go bad. We're going to throw it all out and we're going to order pizza, preferably not from Papa John's because they donated money to Trump. But we are not going to let this, we're not writing off the next 4 years to just be outright misery. Okay? We're not doing that. I'm not going to do that. And you shouldn't do it either. We're on the hard difficulties setting for sure for the next 4 years. And I think one of the hard things for us is going to be sifting out the things that are genuinely threatening, things that we should take action on, that we should voice, that we should protest, from the 90% of just absolute meme troll bullshit that serves their purpose of both making us sad and amplifying their presence and giving them power. So what I mean by that is, I think it is a real challenge, is to think about what are the things that you're going to amplify over the next 4 years. I'm going to try to only amplify things if I know that they directly affect me or directly affect people I care about. And, important, if there's something I can do about it. If there is a protest I can go to, or if there is someone that directly needs assistance, or if there is a law that's about to pass in a tiny little county somewhere, and we could go try to help people get signed up to vote for it. What I'm going to try to avoid doing is just amplifying nut jobs because either it gets me angry or or I find it satisfying to dunk on them. If you think about when Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion and then drove that company into the ground, we all dunked on him. People continue to dunk on him. And I guess, do you think that Elon Musk regrets buying Twitter? I don't think he does. I don't think any of the jokes about him buying it matter. I think that for $44 billion, he got to purchase a very effective propaganda machine that helped elect the guy that he wanted. And since election day, Elon Musk's wealth has grown by billions of dollars, more than covering the cost that he lost on Twitter. And so I think I'm kind of done dunking on these guys. They don't care. And it doesn't work. It doesn't take away their power. What they get power from is the oxygen. Ezra Klein made a good point recently where he said that all the Republicans care about is the volume of their media presence. They don't care about the quality of it. They only care about the quantity. They don't care if you're talking shit about them. They don't even care if it's legit and you're persuasive. All they care about is that you're talking about them. So yeah, let's talk about them less. Let's talk about, I was in New York City over Thanksgiving. Just want to say, if you're in New York and you can see the show Maybe Happy Ending, I highly recommend it. I believe there's rush tickets on TodayTix. It's an original musical starring Darren Criss and Helen Chen, and it is terrific. Please go see it. It's wonderful. It's a scrappy little show. It's directed so well by Michael Arden, so well that I was like, oh, I like projections. I hate projections. I hate projections in theater. I think they are anti-theatrical. But this show, they were great. Loved it. Yeah, I hope that in 2025, I hope that we can get away slightly from. This is weird to say because this is a podcast and a show where I'm trying to maybe influence the way that you think, but I think we can try to get away from groupthink. I just find it very tiresome right now, the way that discourse is so tribal, and that it's tough because we're having conversations where our opinion about like the Lakers versus the Clippers has the same quality as our conversations about Amelia Perez and whether it's transphobic or not, which has the same quality as Donald Trump's executive order to remove birthright citizenship. And the quality of our discourse tends to be the same amongst all these things. I think in professional sports, tribalism is encouraged and natural, and you could argue that tribalism in sports helps drive what's exciting about sports because people identify with their hometown team, and it just adds, like I'm trying to get into Premier League football. I'm rooting for Brentford. It's hard to get into a sport on the other side of the country where I also didn't play it growing up. I just thought it'd be fun to root for Brentford. And they're doing pretty good this year. But it's hard to get into a sport when very few people around you care about the sport. Because what you need in a sport is you also need people that get mad when your team wins. I'm so annoyed that Carlos Alcaraz lost to Novak Djokovic yesterday. But that's part of it, right? In sports, it's great. In other things, it's not so great to have these hard, bright lines between, pro and anti anything. It's great for media. It's great for clicks, but I don't know that it's great for nuance. Sort of obviously it's anti-nuance. Anyway, I want to tell you about a couple things that do bring me joy. In 2025 and beyond, I'm going to try to care less about what I say. I know that doesn't sound great, but I just look at the right wing, and I look at the left wing, right? And I would say it's funny because I consider myself so left on so many things to the point of, but I don't consider myself a leftist. I would call myself a progressive. All right. You might call me a liberal cuck. That's fine. Everybody on our side, left of center, we care so much about what we're saying all the time. We're so sensitively monitoring what we say all the time. And I look at the right wing and they don't give a shit what they say. And they accrue so much power. And I'm about to give you the mildest possible version of this, which is that I'm going to stop caring about talking about things that I've bought in public. I posted on Blue Sky that, hey, if you're millennial or Gen X or connected to retro games in any way, if you had an Atari 2600 or a PS1 or an NES or an SNES, and you want something that will genuinely bring you joy, go on AliExpress and type in Trim UI brick, and you'll get one of these I got it for $60. It's more expensive now. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, look at that. Whoa, that's trippy. Wow. Look at this composition. Anyway, this is what I had before. I had an Anbernic 35XX SP, which is great. This is modeled after a Game Boy SP type form. And this is cool. Look at this. I'm playing Abe's Odyssey. What a great game. Rotoscope games are the best. This is good. This is a good system. Comes with a pretty good UI, and then you read, and people were like, you should replace the firmware and the operating system. Maybe I'll do that one day. Then I get this Trim UI brick because I heard it was great. I just want to show you. This UI is so good. It is absolutely lovely. You turn it on, and this is what you get. This experience is just beautiful right from the moment you turn it on, and it's very much a you don't have to think too hard about it. These devices are all great in the sense that you can fiddle with them and really customize them. And I admire a lot of people on YouTube and beyond where people really do a lot of work on like getting these systems tuned to be exactly the way they want them to be. But that's not. I've tried that and I run out of steam. So something like this that could just turn on and it's great, so good. Yeah. So I posted about this on Blue Sky saying, hey, I spent $60, and I got a comment that said, "Must be nice to have $60 to spend." And I was like, you know what? Why don't you send me your bank statements for the last 3 months and let's see, how many tattoos you have purchased. It's just toxic. I know, and that person I probably aligned with a lot, but it was very toxic, and I blocked them. And I will block you if you talk stupid stuff like that. Okay, here's the last thing that brought me joy, which is this. A saxophone. I have wanted this for years. So I played alto saxophone in 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade. I did 2 years of marching band, and then I quit. And I have wanted to get another one ever since then. And the one that I wanted to get was a Yamaha YAS62, which this is not. A Yamaha YAS62 is I think, a professional level saxophone that costs like $3,000 or more. This is a better sax. This came out a couple years ago, and is this the best saxophone? No, but I didn't want to get a used Selmer or whatever, which everyone recommends you do. In fact, people are saying like I should have gotten that instead of this. The thing is, I wanted a new saxophone, and this is $800, not $3,000. So, and I watched enough professional players play this to know that this has a good enough sound that this is not going to be the impediment to me being a good saxophone player. The impediment will be my desire to practice, my commitment, and my embouchure. Couple things. One is now they have plastic synthetic reeds, which is like $30, but you don't have to like constantly replace it. You don't have to soak it. I have this memory of being a saxophone kid, taking like a rasp of a razor or something and like cutting into, I don't know what I was doing, carving them or something. And then this neck strap is so much more comfortable than the old ones are. So, and I'm so happy with the fact that I sound like I can make a sound that's like not that bad. You know? Like this just pleases me so much. Anyway, stay alive, stay joyous. We're going to get through it. This podcast is not going to all be about politics. Next week, actually, I'm going to release an interview that I did with Sam Reich. That'll be coming out. I'll have guests. I don't know what this is about. Oh, thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. If you go to patreon.com/ChrisGraceComedy, you can get these episodes early. You can join the Discord. You can see all sorts of behind the scenes stuff where I'm posting currently the really rough outlines of a screenplay that I'm working on. You can see very, very, very rough stand-up sets where I'm trying jokes for the first time and they are not good, but you can really get a look at how the sausage is made. And I want to thank these people. These are the people that are my current Patreon supporters, and I want to thank them. So while we scroll these names, I'm going to play you out. Here we go. I'll see you next time.